Welcome to episode 6. I think it's episode 6, right? Alright, let's open the 9s. We can check. We could also bet small, because if we bet small, he folds king 10. It's good for us. But I decide to check most of the time. Because in Zoom you will find a lot of players where if you check back the flop, they will bet the turn with any 2 cards. So you exploit that by checking back a lot with hands that cannot go for multiple streets of value anyway. I'm gonna call this min raise. It is most likely a jack if he plays this line, so we have to fold the river. I mean, if he plays this line combined with the river bet, if he just does the min raise and then checks the river, then most likely we'll win because he can have something like ace 8, like 8x with a flush draw or something like that. Like, you can pull up the board again. But once he bets the river, it's most likely a jack. The classic beginning player line of checking, hoping your opponent bets, and then min raising your top pair and then betting again. It's just always top pair, or it's very, very often top pair. It's just the way beginning players think. They check, 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 hope that you start betting, and then they do the min raise and keep betting if they actually have the hand. They don't play that as a bluff. Often. Let's squeeze here. It's kind of weird, but folding feels weird, calling feels weird. So I just squeeze and it works, so GG, I guess. Good. Wait. Yeah, it's actually check back. Let's see, hopefully he has some pocket 10s, but it seems like he had nothing. Expectatively, we could also bet on the 10, just because of... yeah, like, there's an overcut on the turn. I mean, just imagine yourself in that spot. If you have pocket deuces and I bet the turn, you're probably folding, so... and yeah, or if you have an ace high or something, you're probably not gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm overusing the 10 or something. But I don't do it usually, because if I do it exploitatively, then I'm doing it too much, I think. So I use hands that have equity, like king queen of spades, for example. I'm gonna overfold the queens here. It's not needed to go super high variance in those spots, especially against under the gun, and if he makes it that fucking large. Yeah, I'm gonna jam the river. Here I'm gonna bet. Yeah, we make the nuts. I'm gonna check raise all in, hoping he has a deuce or a 7 random one. I think the problem here is that I think this guy's a tight regular. I don't know why he doesn't have a tag. I'm not sure if he ever calls anything worse than ace king here. But I also know, because he is a tight regular, that if I check, he's probably never bluffing, so I take the gamble and jam ace king. It's like, it's so weird to say it's a gamble. It's just that against that player type, it sometimes is that you just value owning yourself when you jam here with just the top pair, because they don't ever call anything worse. You can also see what the guy checked back when I had the nuts. Yeah, that is actually a hand that we expect him to be bluffing, right? So, unlucky, I guess. I could 4-bet the ace-king suited and we get called. We have to call here. We're just forced to, because even if he has, let's say it's queen jack or jacks, we just have our 6 outs, and that's like 24% equity or something like that. And we just needed 15%. So even against this hand, queen jack, which I did mention too, we just have to call off. The only times we're absolutely crushed is if he has king queen or ace queen or aces and kings. This is a weird spot with ace queen here. I think we bet one more time. I hope this guy folds. Okay, now we're pretty much... Now we're in a pretty tricky spot, because I have to check fold the river. There's just nothing... There's nothing else I can do here. I cannot check all river, I cannot bet the river. Maybe something like betting 12 on the rivers, but yeah, I mean, this guy, it's just so disgusting, really. This is like best case scenario. It's not gonna happen often that the hand goes like this and we win. I think there was an extremely high chance that this guy would just jam, and because he has some whatever, like 8-9 of diamonds or whatever. There's so many stronger hands they can have. 2 pairs, sets, everything. They didn't raise flop or turn, but there's just a lot of good hands that they have made on the river or made on the turn, and maybe they just don't want to play that aggressive. Just a weird hand in general. It's, yeah, doesn't happen often that you win such a pot with just top pair multi-way. I'm probably already beat here. Yeah, I'm gonna call, but I think this bet is something that has a speed, so better raise, 2 pair sets, whatever, or a miss flush draw, or any kind of missed draw. Yeah, it's the better ace. Is just like, they just don't bluff like that. And I made an overfold in that spot earlier, or I don't know if it was last episode, but in this spot it wasn't possible because this time my hand was just too strong. Well, that's an interesting turn. I'm not raising. Hopefully he has a flush. I'm just gonna jam all in. It's one of those spots. So he either has the flush or he has nothing, right? If he has aces, I think he's gonna fold. Like, if he wants to fold to a raise, then I don't think it matters if I raise to 30 or all in. Right? But I want everything to against the flush. I don't think if I raise here to 30, for example, that he will go all in with a flush. So yeah, we just go all in. I think. And he just calls off single trips. I mean, yeah, that's why we go all in these spots, even though it feels weird. But this is exactly the reason why we do this stuff. I think maybe something that also plays a role is that if he bets small on the river, that he will level himself more often into thinking I'm bluff raising. But let's be real, if I go all in here, I'm never bluffing. If I'm bluffing, I'll raise to like 50. I don't go all in. Obviously he doesn't know that, but because from his perspective, maybe I'm unknown to him and he will think, ah, okay, the last guy I saw a guy spaz off 100 big blinds with 7 deuce offsuit pre-flop. And he just assumes, okay, maybe this guy does it too, you know, like that kind of thinking. That's Zoom, right? You work off of a lot of assumptions all the time based on what you see the pool doing. And maybe that's one of those spots, like. But he called pretty quickly too, so to be honest, I don't even know. Maybe he's just a beginning player, I really don't know. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Leave a like or dislike, leave a comment. Bye bye.